bro, like it was yesterday. I remember the doubts. I'm like, yo, can I even do this again? Can I even rebuild this back up from Platinum 600 all the way up to Chairman 10? I remember my PRSV. It got so bad that my PRSV was at like 240 points or something like that, bro. I was under the required. You see how you got to meet a certain requirement to get paid out? I went under. That's how low I was after that. And then I had to make the decision again. To do it again. And to believe to do it again was the hardest part. Like, yo, I believed I could do it once, but to do it twice is even crazier. And guys, I did it again, and I did it again. And guys, I got back to Chairman, and I've never lost it since.
Let's fucking go!
So wrap up here, because I know it's late already. Okay? Everything that you guys want, guys, is possible. I've gone through all the ups and downs that this business can possibly show you. I've been betrayed. I've had my closest leaders close to me leave me. I've had chairmans leave my business. I've had thousands of people come and go. But what I can tell you is that the thing that has kept me good has been my mindset. I've had the strongest mindset of everybody around me. And it has got me through the tough trading days. It has got me through the toughest D ranks. It has gotten me through the toughest times when people betray me and all of that. And the reason why I tell you guys that is because I want to be able to hug all of you guys. I want to be able to celebrate all of you guys. I want to be able to see you guys all in May when I go out there. And I know that the way that you guys are going to make it through everything that this business is going to throw at you is with your mindset. You know why, guys? Because outside of this business, the world is in a very fucked up place right now. Okay, there's a lot of shit happening in this world to keep people down. They want to separate us. They want to keep the poor poor and the rich rich. But the only ones that are going to make it are the ones that are strong and the ones that are willing. And the last tip I'm going to give you guys is this. On the days that you don't want to show up, those are the days that count. Always remember that. It doesn't count when you go home. Right now, when you go home and you're inspired, you're happy, you're excited, to ready to run it up, that shit doesn't count. It's not going to count. You know when it's going to count? When the motivation fades, when everything goes back to normal, a week from now, a month from now, and when you get challenged again. That's when it's going to count. It doesn't count when everything is good. It counts on the days that you show up when it's hard. On the days that you don't want to prospect. On the days that you don't want to go to that event. On the days that you don't want to watch that go live. Those are the days that count. And I'll never, ever, ever forget the day that Matt told me that. He told me this one word, guys, and I'll never forget this quote, and this is how I'm going to finish right here. He said, Neno, God doesn't watch when all is good. He watches when it's bad. Yes. And every time, clap it up for that. So, remember this, all right? Remember the story, remember the mindset, but remember, it doesn't count when it's good. It counts on the days that you don't want to show up. There's going to be days that you're not going to want to show up. There's going to be days you're going to be tired. There's going to be days you're not going to want to wake up. There's going to be days you don't want to jump on calls. There's going to be days you don't want to prospect. There's going to be days you don't want to promote to events. Those are the day that counts. Remember that, because I remember those days when I didn't want to wake up, and I remember, man, the back of the head. Nano, remember, it's the bad days that count, not the good days. And I would be like, shit, fuck, I got to get up. Oh, man, I don't feel like prospecting today. Nano's on the days that you don't want to prospect that it counts. Okay, let me go prospect. Oh, I don't feel like watching Go Live today. Nano, remember, it's on the days that you don't want to do it that it counts. It's on the days that you don't want to do things that it really counts. And you know why I tell you guys that? Because there's going to be more days where you don't want to do it than you want to do it. I guarantee you that. Can you guys agree with me?
Yeah.
Right? There's going to be more days that you're not going to want to do it than the days that you want to do it. So the days that you don't want to do it, those are the ones that are going to count. All right, fam? So with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much.
Torres.
something real quick. I have good news. Listen, real quick. I have good news and I have bad news. Which one you guys want first?
Bad news.
The bad news is you guys got to stay up a little bit more with me.
Yeah.
You want the good news?
Yes.
I'm coming to Empire Rise.
Let's go!
Alright guys, well look, I want to tell you guys I am so grateful. I've been in back-to-back meetings. I've probably done like 15 masterminds this weekend, and Hussein, he told me yesterday, he was like, bro, we're gonna have a mastermind tomorrow night and I would love for you to be there. And I said, man, I'm gonna do my very best. My schedule is slammed. And he just texted me like 30 minutes ago, and we were in a meeting with Italy. And I literally got up from the meeting and I was like, yo, I gotta go do this for my family in Germany, man. If you guys, love you more. If you guys don't know, on Spotify, you guys are my top supporters in the whole entire platform. A little bit about my story so I can tell you guys how I became an MMX educator, and I'm gonna give you guys some points that you guys can take home that I think are very important, because this right here was my 11th convention since I've been with IM. So I want to tell you guys, yes, I've been to every single Europe convention, every single US convention since 2017. I've never ever missed one, and I'm gonna tell you guys how you can take advantage of this time when you go back home. Because there's a lot of people that go back home and do nothing. And then there's people that go back home and do something. And I'm going to show you guys how is that possible. But for those who don't know who I am, my name is Neno Torres. I am 28 years young. I was born and raised in New York City. For my people behind me, I'm sorry, I got to give you a little bit. But I was born and raised in New York. You know, I come from a traditional family. You know, my mom always told me, you know, you got to go to school, you got to get a degree, and you got to work a job. Anybody else come from a family similar like that?
Yeah.
So I come from that family. And for me, growing up, I always wanted to do big things. I wanted to accomplish big dreams, right? If you have big dreams, raise your hand.
Yes.
If you have very big dreams, raise both of your hands.
Yes.
Right? So that was me. And, you know, growing up, I always saw people work jobs, but they never accomplished their dreams. So I was like, I get it, it's cool. You know, I don't talk down on jobs because I get it, people got to do it. But I knew that I wasn't going to accomplish my dreams that way. So I chose to become a baseball player, right? I wanted to play baseball professionally. I wanted to be able to retire my mom and dad. I wanted to travel the world and earn millions of dollars. That was my dream. That was my goal. And for 15 years, I chased that dream. And I was really good at the game of baseball. I was really good. I was a pitcher. I threw 94 miles an hour, and I was about to get signed as a baseball player in college. Listen to this crazy-ass story. I was on the draft board. It was the last game of the season. For 15 years, I've been climbing that mountain to become a professional so I can retire my family. I've been climbing the mountain. For 15 years, I played the game of baseball. And the last game of the season, all that had to happen was, all I had to do was pitch that game and come out of that game healthy. In 2 weeks, I would be a professional baseball player, and my dreams of becoming a baseball player would have came true. I would have been able to retire my mom and dad. I would have been able to buy them a house in the Dominican Republic like they always wanted, right?
Okay.
And guess what happened? The last game of the season, I hurt my shoulder, and my chances of going pro got taken away from me. You see that silence that just happened right there? That was the same silence that happened in the baseball field that day. Everything went silent because everybody understood what had just happened. Everybody that knew who I was knew that I had gave it everything that I had for the last 15 years, and they just watched my career go down the drain. Because if you get hurt as a senior in college, I don't know how it is where you guys are from, but if you get hurt, okay, as a senior in college, your career is over. You know, there's no chances of you getting there anymore. And my life was so rough after that. Now, mind you, I'm 22 years old. Okay, I graduated college. I got my bachelor's degree. But now I'm like, yo, what do I do? You know, what am I supposed to do now? I never worked a job. I have no work experience. I have no resume, no nothing. I don't even know what I'm good at. All I known for the last 20 years of my life is how to throw a baseball. That's all I ever knew how to do. And I'm trying to find out what the next step in my life is, and I lost myself. I was scared. I was confused. I was smoking weed every day. I was going out with my friends, drinking. I was staying up late. I was waking up at lunchtime, like completely lost, no desire. Like I completely hit rock bottom. Now, there's a moral to this story though. Stay with me. Okay? In the story, right, it talks about the axe, it represents something. What do you guys think the axe represents in the story?
The mindset.
The mindset. Right? Now, what do you guys think the trees represent in the story? Problems. What else? Challenges. Obstacles. Struggles. Everything. People. People telling you that it's not going to work, that it's a scam, family, everything, right? Now, if you don't have a good axe, what's going to happen? Are you going to be able to cut down those trees?
No.
Right? And what's probably going to happen? You're going to stay stuck, right?
Yes.
That's what happens to 95% of people in this business. Right? I've been in this business, guys, since September of 2017. I'm talking to you guys from experience. I hope you guys are listening to me right now. I'm telling you guys how to make it in this game. Now, I'm not telling you guys how to go chairman in 6 months. I'm telling you how you can be here 6 years from now like I am. That's what I want you guys to play the long game. Remember, it is chess, not checkers. We're not here to play 3 months, 6 months, a year from now. I want you guys to be here 10 years from now. But the only way you can do that is if you have this right here. You won't make it. Because guess what? Those trees are going to get in your path. And if your mindset is not strong enough, if that axe is not strong enough, you're going to stay stuck. You'll be stuck in that same position month after month, year after year. And you're going to get to the point where you're frustrated and you're just going to be like, you know what? This is not for me. Raise your hand if you ever had somebody in your business do that.
Yes, sir.
They left. They left. You know why? Because their mindset was not sharp enough to cut through the trees. And most people that come into this business, they don't have the mindset to make it through the obstacles because most people aren't supposed to make it in this. So when you go home, yes, we're going to go chairman. Yes, we're going to build the business. Yes, we're going to trade and we're going to watch Go Live and we're going to do all of these great things. Absolutely. But one thing I don't want you to ever slip up on is on the mindset. You have to have a development routine every single day where you're working on yourself. Okay? If you work on you, everything else will work for you. Trading will work for you. Your business will work for you. The stress, the anxiety, the problems that you're dealing with, that stuff will come. But because your mindset is strong, when those obstacles come, you'll be able to cut down right through those trees. When those people tell you, yo, it's not going to work, it's a scam, you'll be able to cut right through all of that. When those challenges come, you'll be able to cut right through that. You know what set me apart from the thousands of people that I started with? Was that I worked on my mindset while everybody else laughed at me. People used to laugh at me for working on my mindset. People used to laugh at me for reading books. People would laugh at me for listening to Jim Rohn and listening to audios and listening to podcasts. People would think I was crazy. But guess what? None of them are here. None of them. I want you guys to write this down. Everyone you start the race with will not be there at the finish line. Everyone you start the race with will not be there at the finish line. The ones that make it to the finish line are the ones that have the mindset. The mindset is the key to this whole entire business. I can guarantee you that, guys, right now. The reason why I'm still here 5.5 years later is because I worked harder on myself than I did on everything else. On myself, not on trading, not on business, not on trying to hit a rank. I worked harder on myself. On myself. And now I'm in charge of helping people develop their mindset for $1 billion company. You think, you know how absurd that is? Going from being stuck at home, no dreams, lost, confused, to now being one of the lead educators for the company when it comes to helping people. And I tell you guys that because I think it's very important that you guys understand the importance of going home after this and going all in. Going all in with your business. Going all in with your self-development. Going all in with your trading. Going all in with learning the business. Because guys, what else do you have to lose? No, you guys understand that you guys have nothing to lose, but you guys have everything to gain?
Yes, sir.
Nothing to lose. What do you have to lose? Nothing. You can go back and do what you were doing before you joined IM. Think about it. That is the worst that can happen. The worst that can happen is, yo, I go back to doing whatever I was doing. What's the best that can happen? You can walk the stage in Croatia. I remember this convention like it was yesterday because I remember what I did for 6 months. IM for the last 6 years always throws a convention in March and always throws one in September, October. Always. Rain or shine, it always happens twice a year. And I remember leaving a convention in March. And I'm going to tell you guys the real truth. If you guys do this, I can guarantee you guys there will be many people in here walking chairman in Croatia. I can guarantee you, but it has to be done the way I'm about to tell you guys. Okay? I remember leaving that convention in March. And I remember them announcing the convention in September. They announced that, yo, September is going to be here. And I knew that it was about a 5 to 6 month period. At the time, I was a P2000. Do we have any P2000s in the building? P1000s, P2000s? Yes. Couple? Right? I was a P1000, P2000 at the time. I made a decision that I would be chairman by the next convention. I made the decision. I said, yo, by next convention, I remember the dates exactly. The convention was going to happen September 13th through the 15th. My goal was to hit chairman by September 11th. And I remember the day like it was yesterday, guys, when I made the decision. I said, yo, I will go chairman by September 11th. And when I tell you guys that I went all in, like I spoke to my friends, I let all my friends know, yo, look, I'm going to let you guys know right now, for the next 6 months, don't hit me up to smoke. Don't hit me up to chill. I don't want to party. I remember at the time I was in a relationship with a girlfriend. I told the girl, look, mommy, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be able to spend as much time with you. I'm not going to be able to call you as much as you want me to call you. I told my family. I told my mom and my dad. Mom, dad, I communicated with everybody. I let everybody know what I was about to go do. I said for the next 6 months, I'm going to give this business everything that I have. Everything. I'm going to give it all I got, all or nothing. I'm going to go and make sure that this happens for me. And for 6 months, I woke up at 5:55 in the morning. Every day I wrote down my goals twice a day. Every day I wrote it down like it was yesterday. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am Chairman 10 by September 11, 2019. I would write it down in the morning before I went to bed. I am so happy and grateful now that I am Chairman 10 by September 11, 2019. And I would write it down every day. And I would work on myself 2 hours a day. Mandatory. It was mandatory for me to work on myself 2 hours every single day. Because how am I going to help other people if I'm not helping myself? How am I going to help you guys if I'm not pouring into myself? Think about it. You can't help people pouring into people from an empty cup. Your cup has to be full for you to help people. If you want to lead people, if you want to go chairman, your job is to serve, it's to help, it's to pour into people. But how can you pour into people if your cup is empty? So every day I worked on myself for 2 hours. Every day I studied trading for 2 hours. And then I build my business the rest of the day. So by 12 o'clock, I had worked on myself. I had studied trading. By 12 p.m., I was building my business the whole day. Now, building the business is easy. There's 3 things, the 3 P's. You guys know this stuff. Prospect, present, promote. I spent 8 hours a day like if it was a job. I'm like, yo, if it was a job, right, I would have to show up regardless, right? Whether I'm hungry, whether this happens, my girlfriend breaks up with me, whether I'm tired, no matter what. If it was a job, I would have to show up and do it 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. So if I'm going to do this business and I'm all in, then I'm going to just do it 8 hours a day. And for 8 hours a day, I would prospect, present, and promote. Every single day for 6 months. I would do it no matter what. I would prospect every day. I would talk to 3 to 5 people every day on Instagram. I would present the business to at least 1 to 2 people every single day. I didn't care if it was my family member. I went through all my contacts. I went through all my. Remember, guys, I became obsessed. I became obsessed with becoming a 6-figure earner. I became obsessed with walking on stage. I became obsessed with the idea. Like, if I were you guys, dude, I would sit down at home, starting whenever you go home on Monday, and I would write down my goals every day. When I close my eyes, I would see myself walking on stage in Croatia. Your chairman leader just passed you your trophy. You're looking at it with your name on it, and you're just walking on stage, and you feel the trophy in your hand, and you look up, and there's 20,000 people screaming your name. Germany's going absolutely nuts. You're trying to talk, and they're, and you know, like, let's go! But that's how emotionally involved you have to get with it. You have to feel the hug when you hug your mentor. You have to feel it, like, yo, you just hit chairman. I'm so proud of you. The congratulations. Everybody screaming your name, like, yo, I was in my house screaming by myself. Yo, Neno, you just went chairman 10. Let's go, bro. I believe in you. You did it. You did it, bro. You did it. You are chairman. I believe in you, bro. And mind you, I was broke. But I'm in my living room screaming and talking to myself. Neno, you chairman, bro. Let's go. I believe in you. You're going to do it. You're going to earn $10,000 a month. You have a team of 500 plus people. You're traveling the world. You're earning. You're doing this. I was talking to myself. I was getting myself to believe that it was possible. Because I want you guys to write this down. The easiest thing you're going to do is go chairman. Yes, sir. The hardest thing you're going to do is believe you can do it. Wow. Wow. Can I repeat that one more time? Yes. The easiest thing you're going to do is go chairman. It's the easiest thing. Prospect, promote, prospect, present, promote. That's all you got to do for 6 months. The hardest thing you're going to do is believe you can do it. That's the hardest thing, is the belief. If you believed it, you would have did it already. Your rank in this business represents your belief level. If you're a leader. Your rank in this business represents your belief level. That's your belief level. That's the truth. What am I working on right now? I'm working on late. I was waking up at lunchtime, like completely lost, no desire. Like I completely hit rock bottom. Like I would wake up every day with no desire to do anything. Has anybody ever been there before? Raise your hand if you've ever been at rock bottom, that tough place where you don't know what to do, right? I want you guys to write this down if you're taking notes. At rock bottom comes your biggest blessing. Okay? At rock bottom comes your biggest blessing. And you know what my biggest blessing was? I Am Academy. My brother Darwin Lopez, who's a chairman 250 here in the company, introduced me to this platform. And at the time, to be honest, guys, I didn't think anything of it. My goal when I joined this, I was just like, you know what? I was stuck at home. I was 23 years old at the time. I was not working a job. I was broke. Broke, busted, and disgusted. No money at all. My mom and dad would give me $20 a day so that I can eat lunch while they were at work. That was my life at 23 years old. Doing nothing with my life. I'm supposed to be supporting my family, and my mom and dad are still supporting me at the age of 23 years old. And I remember the day when I went to an event to see I Am Academy and what it was. And I fell in love with the idea of making money. But I didn't have the money to get started. And guess what? I go home to ask the only person that I knew that would maybe lend me the money, which was my mom. Now listen to this. When I go home to ask my mom for the money, she says no to me. The next day I go to the gym, I get back home, and the money is on the table. And when I go to reach for the money, she puts her hand over it. And she looks at me straight in my eye, like I'll never forget that day, because I remember the conversation she had with me at that moment. It was one of the realest conversations a mom could ever have with a son. She put the hand over the money and she looked at me and she said, "Son, this is the last amount of money I'm ever gonna give you. It's either you figure it out after this, or you're gonna have to go get yourself a job. You're a 23-year-old man. You've graduated from college, and you over here living off of $20 a day, getting home at 4 in the morning, sleeping till noon, with no desire. I didn't raise my son to be that. So it's either you figure it out with this money that I'm gonna give you, or guess what? You're gonna have to go find something else to do. And I remember that moment so vividly because at that point, my back was against the wall. I couldn't go more back than that. That's it. Like, my back was against the wall. And I got started with the company September 27, 2017. Now, mind you guys, I've never worked a job. Still to this day, this is all I've known. I don't know what a 9-to-5 is. I've never clocked in, nothing. The moment I graduated from college, I went through a phase where I was lost, and then I joined IM. This is all I know. Now, let me be honest with you guys. Even though I got started with the company, I still had very bad habits because I was bringing in habits of the outside world into a business. So I was lost still when I joined the company. And from September 27th to March 18th, for 6 months, I was just doing this business, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, like this. I would jump on calls sometimes. I would watch Go Live when I could. I would invite people on presentations when I remember that they were presentations. I was just 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And then I came to a convention. I went to a convention in Las Vegas at the time, March 2018. Okay? And I remember going to this convention, and at the time in the United States, the conventions were like how Europe conventions are. Like, everybody from Europe would fly to the United States, and like Portugal and Germany and all these people would bring their flags, and it was berserk. It was crazy, just like how it is here. And I remember going to that convention. You know what's the funniest part about it? I had no money to go to that convention. I slept on the floor at that convention, and I didn't even have money to buy my ticket. My friends sneaked me in through the side door. Serious. They were sneaking me in through the side door, and I had to sit at the very back of the event, at the very end. Today I did it. I went and sat at the very end because I wanted to remember what it felt like. And I remember sitting there at the back of the event and watching all these people walk on stage, and these chairmen with their families sitting front row, how they retired them. And I had realized, and I had made a realization with myself, that I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was sick and tired. I was sick and tired of being broke. I was sick and tired of struggling for money. I was sick and tired of taking my girlfriend out to dinner, and I couldn't even buy the steak. I would have to wait for her to order so that then I can order, because I knew that I only had $50 in my pocket. I would tell her sometimes, like, look, baby, today we cannot drink, because, you know, drinks are expensive at restaurants, right? And I was tired of that lifestyle. I was tired of not being able to buy the clothes that I wanted. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go all into this business. I'm going to make the decision that I'm going to give this business everything that I have, all the blood, the sweat, and the tears that I got to put in to retire my family and do what's required in order for me to get to the top of this compensation plan. I'm going to do it. That was 5 years ago today that I did that. Guys, 5 years later, I'm here standing with you guys. 400 plus people. We're in a parking lot.
Let's go!
Let's
go!
And I've reached the rank of Chairman 25, and I traveled the world, 15 different countries. I have a podcast. I have a baseball academy in the Dominican Republic. All of that stuff is cool, right? But the thing that changed my life in this business, and I want you guys to know this, right? A lot of people come in this business, they chase the rank. They chase the trading account. But very few people focus on the mindset. When I realized that the mindset was what was gonna help me actually be successful in this business, it changed everything for me. I made a decision that I was gonna focus on developing my mindset, because I realized that that was the reason why I was losing trading. That was the reason why I couldn't hit certain ranks. It was because I didn't have the mindset. And I've been focusing on it for the last 4 years. And the amazing part about it was, when Bob Proctor came into this company 2 years ago, and he launched MMX, he was the only educator for MMX. Then he added Alex Morton. Unfortunately, Bob Proctor passed. Alex Morton is way too busy. He's our chairman elite. He's traveling the world on tour all the time. They were going to cancel MMX, but they said, this product is way too powerful. We need somebody to come in and fill in that void. But who can we trust? And at the time, I had been doing Mornings with Neno for 3.5 years. And they brought me in as one of the founders for MMX because I have been developing my mindset for so many years, guys. I'm telling you guys right now, MMX will be one of the reasons and the foundation to why this company goes to $1 billion. I can guarantee you guys that. And I can always tell you guys that the mindset is the key. Now, I'm going to share a story with you guys that you guys will never forget. Because remember, facts tell, a story sells. Repeat that with me. Facts tell, story sells. The name of the story is called The Lumberjack Story. Okay? You guys know what a lumberjack is?
Yes.
Lumberjack is somebody that cuts down trees. Okay?
Yes.
Right? So listen to the story. I promise you guys will probably forget everything I say, but you won't forget the story. Okay? So the lumberjack story goes like this. There was this lumberjack. He was a skinny lumberjack. Right? He was a skinny lumberjack. And he had moved to a different city. And he arrived at this city, and when he arrived at the city, he was looking for a job as a lumberjack, which is what he knows how to do. This is all he knows how to do, is how to be a lumberjack. All he knows how to do is how to cut down trees. And when he goes to the job and he talks to the boss, he's like, hey, I'm an experienced lumberjack. I'm looking for a job. Can you help me? They said, no, we actually not taking anybody. And plus, you're skinny. There's no way that you can be able to help us out here. No, he said, no, I've been doing this for a couple of years. Trust me, I can cut down trees. They were like, bro, you can go. We don't need anybody. We already have more than enough people. You know what the lumberjack told him? He said, I'll make you a bet. He said, if I can cut down more trees than your strongest lumberjack, will you give me a job? The boss was like, there's no way that you're going to be able to cut down more trees than my strongest guy. He was like, no, I'll make you the bet. Just make me the bet. If I can come tomorrow and I cut down more trees than your strongest lumberjack, will you give me the job? The boss said, you know what? You got a deal. I want to see this. So the next day, the skinny lumberjack shows up with his axe in his hand. And the strong lumberjack is doing his job. The skinny lumberjack is doing his job. At the end of the day, the skinny lumberjack cut down more trees than the strong lumberjack. And the boss and everybody's confused, right? Because the lumberjack, the strong one, cut down like 30 trees. The skinny lumberjack cut down 35 trees. And the whole time, nobody thought that, everybody was confused. They were like, how is it that our top guy, the guy that's been cutting down the most trees all year, just got beat by this random skinny guy that just arrived out of nowhere? Everybody was confused. Everybody was like, yo, what did he do? Did he cheat? Was he doing something behind closed doors? What was it? But nobody could find out what it was. So the boss went up to the skinny lumberjack. He said, we can't give you the job yet because we don't understand how it was that you were able to cut down more trees than our strong guy. There's no way. That's impossible. So they were like, okay, we're going to do it again tomorrow, but this time we're going to watch you. We're going to watch you this time because we don't believe that you cut down more trees than our guy. You guys with me still?
Yes.
Okay. So the next day, they do it again. And again, the skinny lumberjack wins. And everybody's just blown out of proportion. They cannot believe it. The strong lumberjack is complaining to the boss. I'm telling you, he's cheating. There's no way. Like, no, it's impossible. We need to follow him to his house and see what is it that he's doing. Because there's no way that he's beating me right now. So guess what they did? They followed the skinny lumberjack home. And they followed the skinny lumberjack home. And what they realized is that the skinny lumberjack walks home like a regular day. He gets home. He has dinner with his family. He plays with his kids. But before he goes to bed, he spends 2 to 3 hours sharpening his axe. He's sharpening his axe every night. That's the reason why he's able to cut down more trees than the strong lumberjack. He's not stronger, But his axe is sharp 50 belief level. Trim on 100 belief
Let's
level.
go!
Let's
go!
And if you guys do this, starting tomorrow, when you guys go home, Tuesday, whatever it is, and remember, you have nothing to lose. The risk to reward is 0 to basically everything. There's nothing to lose. You don't lose anything. But you literally can gain the whole world going in for 6 months. You put a vision board up, you set that goal. You already have the destination. The good thing about all of us is we have a destination. Croatia, September 7th through the 10th. We know we got to be there. Raise your hand if you're going to be there 100%. I didn't see enough hands. Let me see them hands. I want to make sure everybody's going to this. Okay, right? You already have, we had point A. Today is point A. Croatia's point B. It's what are you going to do in between? Now remember, every day you slack off is 1 day less that you put into that work. Remember, you don't get what you want in life. You get what you deserve. In life, you don't get what you want. In life, you get what you deserve. Okay? So, if you want to deserve to walk that stage, whether it's a P2000, $1,000, doesn't matter. It's about what you deserve. Are you going to do the work each and every single day to deserve it? The last thing you want to do when you get home is fall back into your old ways. You know why? Because this whole trip will be for nothing. All the screaming, all the money, everything that you did this whole weekend will be for nothing if you fall back into your old ways and you go back to being the old you. I can tell you from experience, I've watched thousands of people come to convention and I've watched thousands of people go back home and literally spend their time and go back to their old ways. And guess what? At the next convention, they weren't there. I want to see every single one of you that is here today, from the top to the bottom. I want to see all of you guys at convention in Croatia. But you know the way right? And the way that's going to happen, so I can wrap up right here, okay? The way that's going to happen is when you get home, I want you to leave the person you were behind you. Because you know what? Your new life is going to cost you your old one. Yes. Okay? That the new life that you want is gonna cost you that old one that you was living before you got here. Whether you got here on Wednesday, Thursday, the person that you were when you arrived here is not the person that you are today anymore. Only you can make the decision to go back to being the person that you were on Wednesday or Thursday when you got here. Only you can make that decision. Not Hussein, not anybody else. Only you can make that decision. But you can make a decision after this mastermind, when we go back home, when you jump on your plane or you drive back, whatever you guys are doing, to start your new life and go all the way into this business. I'm telling you guys, and I can promise you guys, if you guys lock in for 6 months from now to September, and you give it everything that you have, everything, like everything you got inside of you to make it happen, it'll happen. But if you don't, then we'll look back and we'll be like, damn, you know what? They came to convention, but they left. They're not here no more. They fell back into their old ways. Their family got to them. They quit. Friends and family got to their heads. Jobs, all of this stuff. Do any of you guys want that to be your story?
No. No.
That's what I said. I don't want that to be my story. I don't want people to be like, yo, Neno joined this business, went to this, and then he ended up quitting. I don't want that to be my story. I want my story to be impeccable. I want my story to be extraordinary. And you know what's the funniest part about all of that? You want me to tell you guys the craziest part about all of that? I hit Chairman 10. Like I told you guys, I wrote it down for 6 months. Boom, 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 boom. I didn't do it on September 11th. I did it October 1st, 20 days later, right? 2 months after that, I lost it all. I lost it all. I went from Chairman 10 to Platinum 600. I went from Chairman 10 down to Platinum 600. You guys complain about losing P1000 to P6. Imagine being at Chairman 10. Imagine telling your mom, I got you. I'm going to help you with the bills now. We good. I'm helping her out. I'm giving her some money. And then it goes back to, Mom, I need you to throw me a couple bucks. I need to buy this flight for this trip I gotta go to. Cause now I had chairman expenses with P600 checks. Imagine that. No, because in everybody's eyes, I was chairman. Yo, Neno, come through, chairman. My boy Neno's in town, chairman. But nobody knew that I was walking into that event, P600, in the back office. And the hardest thing, the biggest test, was showing up every day in everybody's eyes. Neno was chairman. But in the back office, I was P600. And every day I had to show up like I was that chairman. And I had to put that front on. And I had to show that I was really there, that I really deserved it. And I'm telling you guys, man, you guys don't know what struggle for real. You guys don't know what it is to go through real struggles in this business. I've been through those struggles. Everybody would have quit put in my position. Everybody. I know Matt told me, he's like, yo, it's crazy that you never even told me until you got back to chairman. Matt didn't even know I lost that. You know when I told Matt I lost it? When I got back to chairman. And I remember those moments, bro, like it was yesterday.
Perspective for you guys, okay? Let me put something into perspective. Let's say with the business that I'm a part of. Let's say you start going through something, okay? Neno, I got to take a step back in the business. Okay, you take a step back. Now, what are you going to do all day? Focus on the problem all day? Because now you're not going to do this. You were only doing this 2 hours, 3 hours a day. So you need to take a step back from the 2 to 3 hours a day to spend those 2 to 3 hours a day focusing on the problem, focusing on something else, staying on Netflix. Because it's not like they're sitting down and they're, you know, when people take a, you know, when they say, yo, I need to take a step back, it's not like they're taking a step back and actually like working on the problem and stuff like that. Most of the time, people are just taking a step back and waiting for the problem to just pass, and just waiting for things to get better. So I never understood that, because that's what I did. I took a step back and I'm like, you know what, man, I need to step away from the business. And you know what I did? I sat on Netflix every day and on YouTube and thinking about the problem the whole time. And I'm like, Neno, you took a step back to be on Netflix. You know, you took a step back to be chilling on the block with your boys. You know, so it's like, what was the point of that? You know what I'm saying? So don't be the person that when things tend to go the way, when life hits, don't be the person that says, oh, life hits, I need to stop. I need to take a step back. I need to do this. I need to do that. No, you had a command, follow it. Something happened in your family, stay to your command. Now, you know, something happened in your business, follow your command. Something happened in your relationship, stay with your command. Whatever is going on, do what you said you were going to do. Follow through with it. There's no reason to take a step back. Just finish what we said we were going to do. Life hit. Yes, I know. Yo, it's tough. I understand. Now, unless it's something drastic and you really need to take a step back because it's extremely drastic and it's something that, you know, you have to give your full attention to that thing, then now that's understandable. Okay? But if it's something that eventually it's going to pass, let's continue to do what we came here to do, because that's not going to be the first, nor it's going to be the last time that it actually happens. You're going to get thrown with things in life your whole entire life. Things are going to happen in this journey every single week, every single month. The ones that I've seen who make it the furthest in this business and the ones that make it the furthest in this journey are the ones who are able to keep walking and keep pushing, even though it's raining and even though it's going hard. Those are the ones that I've seen who make it the furthest in this business. The ones that I see that are still behind and stuff are the ones that every time life hits, they stop. The ones who, when things get hard and they keep going, those are the ones that make it in this business. Those are the ones that are making it in this business right now. The ones that, yo, Neno, things are going hard, I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep grinding. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep showing up. Use me as an example. You know how many things I've gone through in the last 3 years and a half? But guess what? Every morning I showed up. See how that works? I've gone through family deaths. I've gone through business downfalls. I've gone through relationship problems. I've gone through a bunch of stuff. Life, real life stuff, going broke, everything. And even though I was going through that tough time, I gave myself a command that I would do mornings with Neno 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. I gave myself a command and I must follow through with it. See how powerful that is? It's so key. Things can change if you develop that mindset. Okay? If you develop that mindset, things can change for you, fam. Okay? So those are the 3 secrets that you